All right, what's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Remora. We come to you every week and talk all things crypto, keep you guys up to date, informed, more importantly, entertained and ahead of the markets. That's what we're here for. My name is Wes, and I am joined with, as always, the guy your mom's boyfriend's daughter's sister's cousin's girlfriend warned you about, Sierra Crypto. What's up, Sierra? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. Guys, today we are looking at the Bitcoin chart. As always, we're going to point out some key levels that we're paying attention to, as well as some price predictions. Our wonderful friend, Crypto PETA, has shared a few charts with us that we're going to go over. Some macro indicators that I feel are extremely important to watch right now, and why we think that right now is more important than ever to be paying attention. So much going on, so let's talk about it. Sierra, Bitcoin is around 26.6, man. Give us some good news. What's going on?
Well, the good news is we're well above the $15,000 Bitcoin that we were at 3 months ago.
That is good.
And we kind of said that was the bottom, and we were right about that. Now, the other good news is on the 24-hour chart. If you look, it sort of looks like we're forming a falling wedgie, which is typically a bullish pattern. So it's not the prettiest looking falling wedge, but it's technically a falling wedge with the breakout target of 26, 28, 27. But we still, I just have to say it, man, until we crack 27,000, I don't feel like we're going to make any major moves.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get people super hyped up in the short term. But there is a possibility, that we go up to 27,000 and hit our head there. I don't see us soaring past that, but I do see a potential for it, for the upside target. And if we do go past it, come back down and test it as support, hey, I'm all for it. That means we're going bullish. But until I see that, unfortunately, again, short term, I'm still kind of, sideways, man.
Right.
Just sideways.
I got you, man. I got you. Dude, you know what's funny is because, here I am. I'm looking at a few things when it comes to the price predictions with Bitcoin. I think the most important thing, and I know we can probably both agree on this, to pay attention to is, interest rates, what the Fed is doing in the near future. And we both probably understand that, the macro environment is definitely what's kind of driving the price action right now. And there's a few indicators that we're going to keep an eye on and we're going to talk about. But first, I do want to say, man, bear with me here because you might get a little lost with what I'm about to say, and just zoom out real quick because I want you to see what I'm seeing. All right, so we have, all right, and if you're zooming out like I asked, and you're on the daily, we have this potential head and shoulders kind of pattern that's trying to play out. Now, I said potential, so you're not going to see that right shoulder playing out just yet. It almost looks like a double top. And that head to the right. Do you see what I'm looking at?
I see it
slightly above that left shoulder, right?
I do see it.
Now, I was gonna say it could be a double top. It could be a potential head and shoulders. Either one, both of them are bearish, right? They're both reversal patterns. We're in an uptrend. If you're zooming out and you're looking at it, we're in an uptrend. They're both reversal patterns. So I'm gonna go with a head and shoulders, a potential head and shoulders. We got the neckline right there, and and we're in that uptrend reversal pattern, right? Keep that in mind. So I'm hoping, I think that the trend is bearish on higher time frames. In the immediate short term, we could definitely go up to form that right shoulder of that major pattern, and if we do, I think it could be a good opportunity for a swing long maybe going up to 27, 28, like you were just talking about. So it does make sense, and I think we're both kind of lined up, with the same expectations. But that 28K being the resistance, which is going to be the bottom of sort of that head, I know we're both looking at the same target there. But of course, I think we're going to hit that $28,000, $27,000 target. And then I think we're going to have that other rounded bottom. I think we're going to fulfill that right shoulder, and we're going to drop back down. A lot of people are talking about this 23 to 22.8 range being, kind of the point of control. There's a lot of volume right there. And, yeah, man, so I'm watching that. And then I think we fall through that 23,000, dude. I think we come down to that 20,000. There's that CME gap there. The 0.618 Fibonacci. There's major support there. And I think we come back down to retest that 20,000, dude. I really do. What do you think?
Let me just say that's exactly what I was going to say, because the CME gap down at 20,000 needs to be filled.
Yeah.
We've got BlackRock, Fidelity, and every other major, company in the world fighting to get their ETFs approved.
Right.
These guys don't care if retail is impressed with Bitcoin right now. They don't care. What they care about is getting the ETF approved, getting the ETF to their clients. Because BlackRock, you got to remember, they're the biggest asset manager in the entire world.
Right.
With over $10 trillion in assets.
Yeah, big dollars.
They have enough money right now that they could buy all the Bitcoin on the exchange, and it wouldn't even be a full percent. It would be less than 1% of the capital that they own.
Yeah.
So you have to keep in mind, it's not about can they buy the Bitcoin. They could buy all of it right now. The thing you have to realize is, in order for them to be profitable, they want to buy it lower, right? So strategically, personally, I think they've already been buying it since like they've been buying it down at 3,000 during the COVID-19 crash. They were buying, in my opinion. I don't have proof. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, but now that they're publicly announcing it, do you think that they would want to buy Bitcoin at 27,000, or would they rather buy it at 20,000?
No.
And the answer, of course, is they would rather buy it at 20,000. So I think realistically, what you're saying is right. So the up target's 27,000. I agree with that 100%. Down target, there is a ton of trading down between 20 and 23,000. Just like you said, there's plenty of room for the market makers to trade between 20 and 22.5. That whole range has not been exhausted, in my opinion. That's a huge range. But again, in the long term, if you're trading Bitcoin between 20,000 and 30,000, and you're accumulating behind in that range, you're still killing it, because even if it drops down to 20 and you bought it at 26, it doesn't matter, because once we run above 27,000, you're not going back down to 20.
Yeah.
You're heading back up towards that GBTC level, which is another thing that I've wanted to talk about, because nobody's talking about this. They're talking about GBTC getting converted to a spot ETF, but nobody's talking about the biggest level of GBTC. And I remember I told you about this, Wes, when I was back in 2020. I wrote down. Remember that little piece of paper I had in my pocket? I carried it around. I said these are the levels I'm watching, and I memorized them eventually, so I didn't need the piece of paper anymore.
Right.
But it was $37,800, and that level, there was more GBTC traded at that level than any other support or resistance level I've ever seen in my entire life. At looking at any chart, so the GBTC guys are, I'm telling you right now, they are at that $37,000 level. They're not going to sell until it gets at least up there. And I think a lot of them, when it gets up there, are not going to sell anyway, because these guys got in early. They're not.
Yeah, they were buying at a discount, man. Yeah.
They're not trying to make 5% gains and sell. They're trying to. They're hot on, man. So, I agree. I think we need to fill that gap at 20,000. I think it'll be a short-lived gap. I don't think it'll last long. They might do it at 4 in the morning, when no one's paying attention, kind of thing. Do I think we go there tomorrow? No, but I do say that we need to keep our eyes open, and if it does, you need to do what the Remora does, man. Don't panic. Realize that it's not going to last for long, and just realize that you're getting a fire sale on a fire asset.
Yeah.
That's not when you freak out. That's what you want.
I tell you
That's
what,
when you buy.
right. I tell you what, dude, and something else that just crossed my mind, because I knew there was something else. We were talking before, and I'm like, I know there's something else that's going on, dude. The whole FTX thing, man. Like they're over the next couple of weeks, they have what was it, $3.4 billion worth of tokens that they're allowed to sell, and I think right now it's supposed to be like 100 billion per week that they're allowed to sell. I heard they're trying to like double down on it too and get up to like $200 million per week to sell, and it's 3.4 billion, and that's supposed to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. I think they decide on it tomorrow's. Yeah, I think they decide on it tomorrow, man. They're supposed to
Yeah, I
come out.
think I think the numbers you said might be off though, because what I heard was they're not even allowed to sell their Solana until
Oh
2025.
no, I don't know what they have. I don't know if it's just Solana. I don't
Yeah,
know if it could be a
they have.
mixture of stuff, dude.
Yeah, they have Solana, they have Aptos, they have Bitcoin, they have Ethereum, and then they have a bunch of small amounts of the rest.
Yeah,
But from what I saw earlier, I think they're only allowed to sell.
I thought it was like 100 million per week.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, it is 100 million per.
Yeah,
God, that. But
it's a
that
lot,
is.
dude.
It sounds scary, but in big money terms, it's not as scary as you would think.
But that's over the course of a couple of weeks, getting up to three point,
Yeah.
3.5 billion, dude, with a B. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you said, they have Bitcoin, they have Solana, they got Aptos. Like I don't know what they have, man. I haven't really looked into
Yeah.
it. I just remember
3.4.
reading. Yeah, I remember reading something about it earlier, and it just hit me when we were talking about that. But no matter what, dude, like until there's blood in the streets and everybody's beat the hell down, and you know what I mean, like it's not, that they're not going to be satisfied until everybody's beat down and exhausted with their selling and buying, and it'll happen, man. But I do say in the immediate short term, we could go up, form that right shoulder. In the midterm, bearish. I do think we come down maybe to that 20, anywhere between that 20 and 23. Long term, obviously bullish, man. We're here for the long run. So yeah,
Nice range. So let's go over to CryptoPeta's charts for the week.
yeah,
And we're going to start off with, this is an interesting chart. This is the global liquidity M2. So the global M2 money supply, which is basically the money supply being printed all over the entire world. And if you look where the bounce just happened, she's got a nice line here.
yeah,
It bounces right off of the 101 level. And if you look right above it, how it correlates with Bitcoin bounced just a day or two, a couple of days maybe after. So this is a very interesting little chart here, because people say, oh, well, there's no new money to buy new crypto. And it's like, well, I think, who was it, Japan? I think Japan just had a huge money printer turn on. So when all these other countries, because you get tunnel vision in the U.S., you think you're the only country in the world in crypto or in stocks, and it's not the case. Like, you've got, as soon as we go to bed, you got Australia waking up, you got Japan doing their thing. All the countries, retail traders are waking up, looking at their charts and throwing their phone across the room just like we
yeah,
are.
yeah,
But all jokes aside, that is a healthy bounce, and
yeah. It's a nice
the
little
more
uptick.
the more money they print enables more retail and more even big boys to take some of that money, because you got to remember, all the Wall Street guys are hooked on the liquidity too.
Yeah.
I mean, they love seeing Jerome turn the money printer on.
Yeah. Yeah, I,
So
I I love the fact that she's pointing out some of these macro, indicators, because, like I was saying, dude, right now it's most important to pay attention to this, man. Like this is what's driving the markets. The M2 money supply is definitely relevant because it's a gauge of the economic activity, right? So when the M2 money supply is growing, it suggests that people and businesses are spending more money, which boosts economic growth. So this is what we want to see, man. It was nice seeing a nice little uptick on here. I love the chart, how she laid it out. And yeah, man, this is a good thing, man. We've had a few things. I didn't realize that was the global. I thought it was just the United States, man. So yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do in the next one, real quick, because we got a couple charts to go over, guys. So the next one is going to be Bitcoin chart. Um, she's saying for this rally to be anything meaningful, it would need to get above 26,600 and hold. But it looks weak, making only a slightly higher high than the previous upward move. And I agree. I don't see much strength in this move. And if you look at the resistance, we're at what, 26 three, maybe it's hitting its head. I can't really read the numbers, not really there, but you can see all these points of resistance. It hits its head one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. About 7 times it's hitting its head. Now,
This,
I agree with what she's saying here, but I also see it's hitting its head 7 or 8 times on resistance, which to me is slightly bullish because we're only going to keep cracking up above that $26,000 or $27,000 level so long before we break through it. So this chart could go either way for me personally.
yeah, yeah,
But I see what she's saying about the strength of it. The strength is not, there. It's you still need to have that strength to break through that level. Just because you hit the level, if you're
yeah.
not hitting it with any volume, you know.
Well, you
So
can
I,
see
I
where
agree.
where the chart, where her chart is, and then where we're at now live. We've actually broken through that, and it looks like we're coming back to retest where that resistance was on her chart.
Well,
So,
there you go.
yeah, it seems like we're coming back through, and looks like we're gonna retest that, man. And yeah, that's a good thing. Yep, there's a
And
lot. There's
then
a lot
what?
more. There's a lot more resistance there. We got to break through, but I mean, it's a
Absolutely.
step in the right direction. Form the right shoulder.
Okay, and then we got the DXY, the Dixie. That's the chart of the U.S. dollar, the strength of the dollar, and she's got the price targets here, going up to 107. It looks like a nice. Now this one's spot on because she sent us this chart 3 weeks ago, and this chart is held up with
Mm,
where her targets are. So 107 coming up. It looks like we're consolidating around 104 right here, which is not a good thing. It's a good thing for the U.S. dollar, but it's a bad
right.
thing for Bitcoin and risk-on assets. The higher the U.S. dollar, the Dixie tends to rally, puts risk assets lower, especially Bitcoin. For now, I don't think it's gonna forever be like that, but right now, they have a reverse correlation. So, if the Dixie goes up to that 107 level, that's bearish for Bitcoin. That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So we kind of want to see it go down.
Yeah, we want to kind of see it go in the other direction. But right now it's kind of tricky, man, because with the Fed trying to, get inflation under control, there's a lot of things that people are questioning that doesn't really make sense, right? So we've had, the money supply moving up. We've had jobs increase, but unemployment was also moving up. Consumer spending that came in at what 0.5% higher than expected today, I believe. So it's like the Fed seems to be trying to play it smart. They're eyeing the jobs that have sprouted up. They're looking at unemployment rates that have climbed up a little bit, but it's all about balance, man. And it's real tricky. And dude, I gotta say, man, I would hate to be Jerome Powell right now, man, because it's such a delicate balance. You know what I mean? Like one little thing is off. You know what I mean? And it could definitely throw things for a loop. Like August inflation came in a little bit, but unemployment was ticking up, and this is good because they're trying to get inflation under control. You want to see some of these things balancing out, right? They want to bring inflation down, but they want to keep the economy going, right? And hopefully see GDP rise as well. So it's rough, man. The FOMC meeting, I know we have that next week. A lot of people are saying that they're gonna pause. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to see, but it's definitely gonna decide the direction the market's gonna go, in my opinion, though.
Yeah, so the last chart I want to look at is the updated Fibonacci levels for Arbitrum, actually, which we had that bounce down there at the 236 level. The bullish one, 0.618
Mm.
level, puts our back around $1.20. That was our original target. We're poking around the 0.236 level, and what she's saying is there's not much to hold Arbitrum because it's such a new token, because it doesn't have a lot of structure built, that it is possible if we get that crash
Mm.
for Arbitrum to go down to 50 cents. But that'll be the blessing of the year. So, um,
You're right.
I'm going to tell you right now, that'll be the blessing of the year. If you see 50 cent Arbitrum, that is the steal of the year. So if we get that, that is great news. That's not bad news. That's great news.
Right.
And yeah, there might be short-term pain and all that. I get it. But that would be a beautiful thing if we do get it. So that to me, I'm actually happy if that happens.
Right.
You know, not to say I want to see ARB go down, but I'm just saying that would be a beautiful entry.
You're looking at it in in a long-term mind frame. Like I want to see daggum Ethereum go back down to $500. You know what I mean? I'd love to see Bitcoin back around 4,000, and Arbitrum around 50 cents would be it looks good to me, man. I would eat that up, bro. But yeah, what else we got, man?
So on to the next topic that I just want to talk about real quick because we're already at 20 minutes. British Hodl was on, Crypto Zombie did a episode with British Hodl on Twitter, and he explained his theory with the BlackRock, and this came out a couple weeks ago, I think. British Hodl put it out, but Zombie gave him a shout out, played his whole video, and it's a beautiful thing because between that and Squawk Box on Twitter, it's all over. I mean, the mainstream media, once BlackRock came out and said, okay, everything's good, now all of a sudden, all the news stations, all the freaking, big money guys, now everyone's okay with Bitcoin. Now it's a real asset. Now it's valuable. Now it's worth something. It's like the old school Bitcoin guys are just shaking their head like, this thing has been valuable since it came out. Right?
Yeah, like you're not telling us anything new, right?
Right. So the hardcore crypto guys are just laughing and shaking their head, but the mainstream, the boomers, all the old school finance guys, they're actually starting to treat Bitcoin like not just what is the price of Bitcoin. They're actually starting to say, well, wait a minute, what is this thing? How does it work? How is it going to be a currency and the price is going to go up? How can you convert it to dollars? Well, if you're using it as money, and you go into the store and you want to buy a Snickers bar, but all of a sudden the Bitcoin price drops, then are you paying more for the Snickers bar? That was one of the questions the guy asked on the news, and it's a good question.
Yeah.
But the way Lightning Network works is you can convert Bitcoin into any currency immediately through the software. It's so fast that it doesn't affect it. It'll convert it to dollars, and then if you want to send it to China in yuan, it'll convert it on the other side.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. It's hard. It's a hard concept to kind of grasp, but it doesn't matter how fast Bitcoin goes up or goes down, because if you're converting it into a dollar, right, and you're converting it and you're spending it, it's so fast that you're not really losing anything.
Yeah.
Other than your Bitcoin, which is, that's
a personal thing, man. If you want to spend your Bitcoin on a Butterfinger, go right ahead.
Right, exactly. So that's the thing. It's like, for us, we use crypto day to day. So I don't treat it as I treat Bitcoin as it is the digital gold. There's no doubt about it. But as far as like, your crypto being precious to you and all that stuff, I used to treat it like that in 2020, and then I started realizing the market ain't going nowhere. Yeah. It's like,
at least not right
now. If you have to sell your crypto in real life to get your bills paid or whatever, it's not the end of it's not the end of the world. You can always buy it back. It sucks, but the market's always going to be there. The market's always going to be open. So it's one of those things I kind of learned the hard way. It's like, I don't want to sell, but I was forced to sell. And, it's just the way life is sometimes. You have to do that. But the good news is the market's still here. And if you say, well, it's too late now because Bitcoin's at $26,000, that's one attitude you could have. The other attitude you could have is say, hey, Bitcoin was at $70,000 last year, and it's now at $26,000. So now if you're buying it back, it's almost like going back in time, back to 2020, and buying new Bitcoin back then, because now you're at a new floor, right? So The markets historically over the last 100 years, they go up. They go up. S&P 500 goes up. The Nasdaq goes up. Look at any chart of any stock or anything that is financial, and it goes up and to the right. If you zoom out long enough, it goes up and to the right. So I think that's just something that we all need to keep in mind. Is it's never too late, and you don't feel like you missed a boat because you haven't missed a boat. You're still early.
At least not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Now the big mistake is the people that only buy when they see it going up. And that's going to happen. People are going to come in when Bitcoin cracks $50,000 again. You watch. You're going to see all the groundhogs sticking their head up, calling you. It's going to happen. It happens every bull run.
Yeah. Did you hear about freaking Vitalik getting his damn wallet hacked or whatever? Like, how did that even happen?
Got his Twitter hacked.
He got his Twitter hacked. What was it? He had like his phone number or something on there. I mean, it's not funny, man. It sucks because people lost money.
It's not
but
funny.
Like, come on, man.
Well, did you hear what the hacker had to do?
No.
The hacker almost deserved to hack his account because the hacker had to build a fake. The hacker had to build a fake Verizon network company.
Shut up, dude.
The guy,
way,
he did a SIM swap,
No
but in
way.
order to do the SIM swap, he had to create this entire fake Verizon. He worked for that.
Oh,
Believe
wow,
me, that was
wow.
not an easy hack. So it's like,
So the people.
but yeah, that sucks.
I haven't heard anything else about it. Has the people that got scammed, or is he they getting the money back, or what? Have you heard anything else about it?
I have no idea. I haven't really watched that too much. I was more concerned about that. You saw the beef with him dropping MakerDAO. You saw he sold his position in MakerDAO.
No, dude.
Yeah, he sold. And this is last week's news, but we didn't really get a chance to talk about it.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. We've got so much going on. What happened?
So Solana came out and announced. MakerDAO came out and announced, "Hey, we're gonna move our stuff over to Solana."
Right, I heard they were making it compatible with Solana.
And then Vitalik dumped his MakerDAO bags because of that.
Oh,
so,
wow, dude.
Now this is what I was thinking. I was like, what if MakerDAO was just trying to do a stock buyback? What if MakerDAO's like, yeah, we're gonna move over to Solana, knowing that Vitalik was going to dump his maker, that was going to drop the price a little, and then MakerDAO just scooped their tokens back. I was thinking about that. I was like, that would be kind of a move.
Yeah. Yeah.
But MakerDAO was one of those tokens back in 2020. Remember, I told you about MakerDAO in 2020. I said this is one of the big ones, and and they're influential, man.
Uh-huh.
MakerDAO is no joke in the ecosystem.
Yeah. They're one of the top OGs, man, as far as DeFi goes, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they've been around since back in the day.
I mean, yeah. And then Logan Paul, man, Chico's going after Logan Paul, man. I just want that's a ballsy move, man. But I mean, dude, look.
With Chico Army, man, he calls you out.
If Logan Paul did all that, and which it sounds like he did, man, he better figure it out quick, man, because
yeah, you can't be doing that.
They'll go after him, dude. They'll go after him, man.
He's already got. That's the thing that kills me. These people that have millions of dollars.
Yeah, why do that?
What are you doing, scamming people when you got millions of dollars, bro?
Right, man. Right.
You're only hurting your rep, and it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know. He has more than enough money to pay those guys back too, because I think all he owed was $1.8 million.
Bro,
I mean, the guy's fighting. He's getting paid $10 million to fight.
I'll swing on him, dude. I'll take him out, bro. I'm telling you, man. And if I can't do it, I'll get the boner squad up in here, bro. You don't want to mess with the boner squad, bro. I'm telling you, So Logan, get your stuff straight, man. Pay the people back. Jesus.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that to people because it's been 1 year for the people doing bad things to people in crypto.
God, they're already down.
Look, if SBF got hemmed up, man, anybody can get it. Because his mommy and daddy are loaded. So the mere fact that he actually got handcuffs put on him was shocking to me. I'm still shocked by that.
I heard they were the fluff handcuffs though, man, like the ones with the
Well, he's a fluffy guy. Yeah, he's a fluffy guy. He's a fluffy
Yeah,
kind of guy.
that's what I heard, man. So,
But listen, you guys, we're gonna wrap it up because we're at
Yeah.
a half hour now. Because we got more videos coming to you, but we are excited to play a little trailer for you
yes, yeah, yeah,
at the end of this episode. If you stuck around this long, you're gonna be in for a treat.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's we're just gonna say it's the interview of a lifetime is what we're gonna call it for now.
especially
That's
for
what it
us,
is.
man. We're so excited
It
for
is.
it, man.
It is.
So yeah, we're gonna play that, man. We hope you guys enjoy it. Siri, is there anything else you want to add before we get off here?
No, that's it, man. Just check the trailer
Yeah.
out, you guys, because this
Yep.
one coming up very soon. It's gonna be fire. You're gonna
Yeah,
love it.
guys, check the clip out. We're gonna be coming real soon, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Much love to you guys. Much love to the Arbonauts. And until next time, peace out. Roll the clip.
Crypto is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room, you can see it when you check your Blockfolio. When you turn on your television. When you go to work. You hang with the homies. You pay your taxes. You can feel it. It is the technology made for the people that's kept in the shadows so that you're blinded from the truth. That you're an economic slave, Bojack. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage. Born into a financial prison that discourages you from thinking, questioning, or examining. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what crypto is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes, nothing more.